Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. My name is Sam. I just want to start by saying that I have a really exciting video for you guys today. If anyone here is an agency owner or an aspiring agency owner, a consultant, a freelancer, or is just interested in starting and growing their own consulting or marketing agency, this is the video for you. I have gone through, I've researched, I've put hours of time into coming up with 3 agency or consulting agency, whatever you want to call it, business blueprints. They're all low startup costs. They all can easily be 1-person or 2-person businesses, and I feel like these are some of the best ideas that are ready to go, and I feel like they have the best chance of succeeding. Before we get started though, first I want to apologize for not posting for a little while. I've been just busy running my own business, but I'm back and I'm going to start posting more content, the stuff you guys want to see. So if there's any topics you guys want me to cover, make sure you leave me a comment down below. Give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And I also have some exciting news, which is that for the first time, I'm going to be offering something for those of you who want to get more hands-on, which is going to be a free 5-day challenge. It's going to be inside of a school community, School by Sam Ovens. It's going to be you're going to get access to 1 call a day with myself for 5 days. It's going to be practical. It's going to be Q&As. I'm going to help you guys grow, start, whatever, your business, your marketing agency. So this is the first, potentially only opportunity you're going to get to have access to me completely free. And I'm going to be maxing out at 50 people. Okay, I can't do this for any more than 50 people. They're going to be live calls. So I'll leave a link down below to join that school community. As I said, once it reaches 50 people, I will be closing entry to that group. It will also be around the first week of December or something around that time. More news will come on the start date once we get close to that time period. So we're going to get started on today's video. So I'm going to share my screen, jump into my computer so you can see what I'm doing. But as I said, this video is about 3 agencies that I would start today if I didn't already have my marketing agency that I currently run. These are all low startup costs. I'm not saying these have 0 startup costs. I'm saying these are relatively low startup costs. I think all of these businesses can get to £100,000 or $100,000, whatever you want to call it, easily with just 1 person max, maybe 1 person and an assistant. And also, I think these are all ready for market right now. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to go through them one by one. The last one's my favorite, so stick around to the end because I think that is possibly the best business that I've come up with. So make sure you stick around to the end. So the first one that we're going to go through is an overseas recruitment agency, and it's probably not what you expected me to come up with, but I think there is a massive opportunity in the market right now, since COVID especially, for hiring overseas staff. And if you're in this industry, loads of agencies do it. People who are kind of tech savvy and people who are in this industry, they're constantly doing it. They're hiring from India, Pakistan, Philippines, because there's a huge amount of talent over there, and it's far more affordable than hiring somebody in the US or the UK or in Europe, for example. You can find, for example, design roles, media buying roles, accounting, bookkeeping, web design and development for a fraction, 30%, if not 20% of what it would cost you in the US or the United Kingdom or even, parts of Europe. So there are companies already doing this, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. So this is kind of the kind of overview of this company. So yeah, most companies are local. Overseas employees are far more affordable. They're often more skilled, and often the only reason people don't do it is because they just don't know that it's available. They don't have the resource to do it. My case study for this one is a company called Support Shepherd, who are doing amazingly well. This is their whole kind of business model. We find you amazing employees that cost 80% less than US equivalents. It's a very solid business model. And for anyone that knows recruitment, the way this would work is you approach companies, you tell them that you can find them qualified, trained media buyers, bookkeepers. You might ask them, hey, how much do you pay your media buyers? Are you looking to hire? We can find you media buyers from international who are qualified, and it's going to cost you 25% of what it's going to cost you in the UK or US. You charge nothing until you find a suitable candidate. You resource and qualify 3 candidates, which they would interview. So you're going to have a good process to kind of take applicants. And by the way, there is no shortage of applicants. The challenge here isn't going to be getting applicants. It's going to be qualifying applicants. So once they hire that person, they will pay you 25 to 35% of that employee's annual salary. And yes, that is far bigger percentage than most like national recruitment agencies who find you employees in the UK. Usually in the UK, it's like 15%, but in this instance, 25 to 30%. It's still going to be far more affordable than them hiring in the UK anyway. So they're paying a slight premium for that saving they're going to be making over the next 1 to 20 years or however long that person stays. So for example, if their salary is $800 a month or just under $10,000 a year, your fee is going to be $2,500 to $3,300, something like that, which is pretty good. So you only need to source 3 candidates a month to make, near enough $100,000 a year. So 3 to 4 closed deals per month, $10,000, 30 to 40 closed deals per month. That's $1 million company. I might sound like a lot, but once you get the processes in place and you figure out how to get it working, very scalable, very easy to sell these roles. And I think that it would work very well. And a couple of ideas I had were for sourcing candidates was obviously LinkedIn. I'd create a free Facebook group for opportunities. And I'd market it as free. Like, join the group for free. We'll find you job opportunities in this group. You can then post jobs as they come up. People can apply, almost like a job board. There's billions of people in all these countries, don't forget. And, I think you create a CRM or pipeline around this, just like you would with the sales, doing a sales role and filtering out kind of potential leads. So the financials are, I've already gone through this. Over average $3,000 per closed deal, 3 to 4 deals a month at $10,000. Very easy business to start. And some domains I came up with, they're all available on GoDaddy, so you can go and buy these if you haven't already. So talentthrift.com, I thought it was quite a cool name. Talent Thrift makes sense. Budget Talent Hub, overseastalentHire.com. Again, I think these are all, I like does what it says on the tin names, and I think these ones are all very good. So that is the first business. We're going to move on to the second business now. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you guys can make sure you can see this. Second one is a web design and automation company. Now, obviously, web design businesses have been around since the start of the internet. But this is a little bit different, and it's going to kind of, you guys know about Go High Level. We're going to leverage Go High Level for this business model. This isn't a typical agency which charges thousands and their business grows through sales. This is a business that grows over time through retention and recurring revenue. Most small businesses have terrible sites. This business is going to be aimed around a sub-niche within a niche. So it's going to be aimed around a service, a small service-based one-man bands, man in the vans, whatever you name it, small businesses. And we're going affordability here. Most of them don't want to spend thousands on a new site. Most of them, their websites don't convert. It's very, very, very easy to create a very simple website that generates leads. Okay, as long as there's some existing traffic coming through through their social channels or their Google My Business pages and stuff. So this business model is going to be setup and subscription model using Go High Level when you're templating websites. You're templating widgets, you're templating Facebook messages, you're integrating all that into the Go High Level system. And I would charge a small fee up front and a monthly subscription. So something like 250 quid up front plus 49 a month. I mean, this could be even £100. You could just go crazy and you could kind of try and scale up the back end. Or maybe £99, including a CRM system and a couple of upsells. I think there's opportunities to bolt on these extra products, bolt on the chat widget for the site, bolt on the, a Google My Business setup, bolt on SMS and email, remarketing, review collection, all through Go High Level. I think it'll be really easy. And then once the website starts producing leads, they will not want to cancel that, because if they cancel that subscription, that website comes down off the internet. Okay, and it's cheap enough for them to think, it's generating me leads, it's up there, it looks fancy, it looks nice, I'm just going to leave that running. 50 to 100 quid is plenty enough for people not to bother, be overly fussed about paying that every single month. It's when you're charging hundreds, thousands a month, when it gets more challenging to retain customers. But remember, they pull that down, the website comes down. Simple as that. So I would offer free or upsell automated review collections, as I said. Stick to one niche. It's really important you don't make this really broad category. You can't do this for all of flipping, I don't know, like home improvements, for example. Like, you would want to go really specific salons, gyms, barbershops, like handymen, cleaning companies, super niche, because you want this to be replicatable within 1 hour. So you want to be able to onboard a client, boom, 1 hour, new account, new sub account, Go High Level, duplicate, done. add their images, add the logos, done. Nothing else to be done. You want it to be super, super easy and super, super quick. They pick from a template. They don't get this custom website design build. That's not a luxury they can afford with what you're selling them. So very, very, very simple. And you want to template everything so you can launch a business site in less than 1 to 2 hours. The financials, 3 new sites a week. I don't think that's very difficult. It might take you some time to build up to that, but I think if you're doing 12 new sites per month, that's 3,000 in cash collected. With an average retainer of £75 is what I've gone for here. Within 12 months, 144 clients, revenue passes 100k for the year. This is excluding any upsell opportunities. So you've got your new sales, your retention, new revenue, recurring, and you can see here this recurring revenue just climbing and climbing and climbing. Very low cost business. You can play around with its numbers, you can charge more, you can charge less, whatever you want. But I think that, this is quite an easy business model. And remember, if you did this for another year, this revenue is just going to, it's going to climb like this. It's not steady, it's going to go boom. Okay. Some of my name ideas that come with one, specific or not. Plumbing Web Pros, that's available. Handymanwebsites.com, quickhandymanwebsites.com, again, that's available. Very, very simple. Don't overcomplicate names. Sometimes I speak to people and they've got these like super fancy branded names that mean nothing to their ideal customer. Just make a name that they look at it and they know exactly what you do. And if their friend asks them who it is, they can remember the name straight away, tell you, and the domain's available. You've got a .com or your local, so .co.uk or .au or whatever. Super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Your website can be websites from X per month, no frills. Easily done. Examples below. Simple, very, very simple business model. I think easily scalable. And my last one, my favorite one, and I think this is the biggest potential at the moment. So we know, and this is an inbound call lead gen agency. So all small businesses want leads. In fact, to go more specific, they just want their phone ringing. That they don't really want anything else. They don't really want a fancy landing page. They don't really want a fancy Facebook page. If they didn't have to faff about with any of that stuff, but their phone was ringing, they don't care. They're happy, right? So biggest issues they have is lack of knowledge, lack of time, lack of budget. We all know. So here's the business model. Okay, Facebook ads into a pipeline, just like any other agency. Overseas call handlers. So we're talking like Philippines, people with good English skills, obviously, South Africa, or even like Eastern Europe, whatever. Places where you can hire these people for $600 to $800 a month, or yourself in the early stages, or business partner. One call handler could easily take 30 to 40 calls a day. One call takes anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes. You've got 8 hours in a day. Easily take 30 to 40, if not more. 30 to 40 calls is probably, if you look at one client, maybe one client gets 40 leads a month. That in theory, that's 15 to 20 clients that one call handler can handle. And then you live transfer qualified leads through to direct lines. So you say to your client, you pick up the phone, here's your phone line. You pick up the phone from us, from this number, from the hours of 9 until 5. And that is all you have to do. Okay? So that means that your call center is only calling them in those hours that these companies are like live and active. So you would have a conversation with the lead, pre-qualify them, do all the hard work of the follow-up, and then live transfer that call through to the client. So you have the conversation, hey, John, I can see that you want your carpet cleaned, or I can see you want an attendant, whatever it is. Brief script about what you can do, and then you just say, cool, I'm going to pass you through to one of our team members who's going to get you booked in for an appointment. They say no problem. You live transfer that call through to the client. The client has a sentence they have to read out. Hey, thanks, for your call. I'm here to help. When can we get you booked in? Something like that. And then they're getting calls from inbound leads that are ready to go, rather than having to spend hours a day contacting all these leads. So again, I think that's a really good idea. I would track and manage everything and go high level, or I think it's the easiest one. And then the last point is you can either run this directly through the client's Facebook page setup. So when you onboard a client, you only need access to their page, and the rest of it you can do yourself. Or you would run through your own branded page, such as Compare Quotes, Handyman Quotes, whatever it is. And an example of this is a company called Boiler Guide. Now this is owned by another company that runs several pages like this. But these guys do exactly this, more or less. And they provide leads just for basically boiler installations. I think they do, basically boiler and heating. And then what they do differently is they will sell this quote to 3 companies, right? So they're getting 3 times the revenue. But essentially, that's all they are doing, essentially, right? So I think that you have two pricing options. You've got one which is retainer. So you basically say you pay us $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month, and we get you unlimited inbound calls. If you want more, you pay us more. Simple as that. And it's retainer based, and you just get a varying amount of inbound calls every month. I think the second option is pay per phone call. So you would tally up the number of inbound calls provided at the end of the month, and you would just basically charge them on the you might charge them on 7th of the month for the previous month, for example. Take a deposit up front and add them to Stripe. Have an agreement signed, very basic, and automatically charge them. Simple as that. Second option is more risk and ad spend. So obviously you will want to take an upfront deposit, even if that's like 100 quid, 200 quid, 300 quid, doesn't have to be a lot, and have an agreement signed so you know you're getting paid at the end of the month. I think this is a no-brainer offer to potential companies. You're selling them exactly what they want and nothing else. There's no other faff involved. So charging for the calls is the hard question. So I would charge around 2 to 5% of the order value per phone call. So for example, if their average order value is £3,000, charge between £60 and £150 per phone call. If they're closing, I don't know, let's say 1 in 5 of those phone conversations, it's costing them 150 quid to 600 quid to get a deal worth 3 grand, but they're not doing anything else. They don't have to faff about with anything else. Remember, it's easy. And I think that's easy enough to charge. So for example, 10 clients, average calls provided per client 25, average cost per call 80 quid, monthly revenue 20 grand. Very, very good margins on this business, very easily scalable. And some names came up with: inboundboilerleads.com, somehow this is available, inboundphoneleads.com, again available, makethatphonering.com. I think this is probably my favorite. Very, very simple. And I think, again, you want to make this specific to one niche, one sub niche, so that your call handlers are only speaking to the same people about the same product. If you start trying to do this for lots of different industries, it's going to get really messy, because your call handlers are going to have several different products that they're speaking about, and it's just not going to be practical. Okay, so that's it. And I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think these are great ideas, and I think they're easily applicable, and I think you could apply these in several different categories and have success. And I don't think you really need to overcomplicate it any more than this. Again, I'm not giving you guys the exact blueprint. Sorry, I'm not giving you guys the exact businesses. I'm giving you the blueprints that you can apply this for yourself. This stuff takes creativity. It's not like done for you, okay? So thanks for watching the video. Make sure you give it a like. And as I mentioned at the start, make sure that you click below to join the community, which is going to be starting on 1st December. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks very much.